You've probably noticed that student records in Navigate contain a piece of information called the support priority. This information is listed on the overview page of a student's profile. Priority is a tool that helps faculty and staff members determine which students might need a little more explicit support to achieve their potential at UWSP. The support priority is not a substitute for getting to know your students, discovering what motivates them, what worries them, and what you can do to support them. But it is a useful at-a-glance indicator that will help you identify those students who might benefit from a little extra guidance during their first year. In the rest of this episode, I'll say a few words about the way support priority scores are calculated and how those scores aligned with first semester outcomes for students in the 2025 entering cohort on the Stevens Point campus. In the next episode, I'll offer suggestions for a few simple things that you can do to help any student navigate the daunting waters of their first year in college. These actions are likely to be especially helpful for those students whose Navigate support priority levels suggest that they may need a little extra guidance. Navigate assigns one of 4 support priority levels to undergraduate students on the Stevens Point campus. Low means that the student is unlikely to require support beyond the supports provided naturally through opportunities such as orientation, advising, and instructor's office hours. Moderate means that the student might benefit from support beyond the supports provided naturally through opportunities such as orientation, advising, and instructor's office hours. High means that the student is likely to benefit from support beyond the supports provided naturally through opportunities such as orientation, advising, and instructor's office hours. The 4th support priority level is unknown. This is the default assignment for all students enrolled in a 2-year program, so you'll see this support level for most students on the Marshfield and Wausau campuses. The unknown level is also assigned to students on the Stevens Point campus who declare one of the pre-majors, such as pre-physical therapy or pre-dental school. Less than 1% of students who entered the Stevens Point campus in the fall 2025 cohort were assigned the unknown support priority level. Meanwhile, 65% of students in the fall 2025 cohort were assigned the low support priority level. 29% of students entered at the moderate support priority level, and 5% of students entered at the high support priority level. Entering students' support priority levels are calculated automatically by EAB Navigate using an algorithm that considers factors such as the student's home zip code, status as a first-generation or continuing generation college student, and high school GPA. Once students have completed their first semester at UWSP, their support priority levels are recalculated. This time, the algorithm considers factors such as the number of credits completed at UWSP, academic standing, semester and cumulative GPA as applicable, and the number of D, F, W, or incomplete grades earned. If a student's status changes from full-time or part-time enrollment to less than half-time enrollment during the semester, their support priority level will change to unknown. A slight majority, about 54%, of students in the fall 2025 cohort ended their first semester with the same support priority level that they were assigned when they entered the university. This consistency between students' start of semester and end of semester support priority levels suggests that entering support priority levels are a reasonably reliable way to identify which students are likely to thrive with the supports built into their first year experience, and which students are likely to benefit from a bit of additional explicit support. While 54% of students remained at their entering support priority levels, approximately 21% moved from a higher support priority level to a lower support priority level, suggesting that they were more prepared for college and more comfortable using the supports available to them than initially predicted by Navigate's algorithm. Meanwhile, approximately 24% of students moved from a lower support priority level to a higher support priority level, suggesting that they may have been less prepared for college and less comfortable using the supports available to them than initially predicted by Navigate's algorithm. Finally, less than 1% of students moved to an unknown support priority level. Of those students who entered with a high support priority, 86% ended the semester with a lower support priority, suggesting that their first semester in college went well and that they are on track for continued success. Of those students who entered with a moderate support priority, 57% ended the semester with a lower support priority, likewise suggesting that their first semester in college went smoothly. Of the students who moved from a lower support priority level to a higher support priority level, 13% entered with a moderate support priority level and moved to a high support priority level, while 87% entered with a low support priority level and moved to a moderate or high support priority level. Overall, the findings suggest that a both-and approach to student outreach and support may be most appropriate. On the one hand, consistency between start of semester and end of semester support priority levels suggests that support priority levels are reasonably accurate predictors and that we can safely focus our efforts on those students whose support priority levels suggest that they are most likely to benefit from additional guidance. On the other hand, movement from lower to higher support priority levels during the semester reminds us that predictions are not always accurate and that we should consider casting a wider net, offering additional explicit guidance to the broadest possible audience. Into the next episode for tips on simple things you can do to cast that wide net of guidance that helps students navigate safely through their first year of college. In the meantime, thanks for all you do to support student success. If you would like a summary of findings from this analysis of Navigate support priority levels, please click the link in the video description. If you have questions about the findings or the research, please contact me at lorandal@uwsp.edu or at 715-346-2484. After mid-April, you can stop by to visit my new office on the third floor of the Student Resource Center. You'll find me in Suite 301, Office D.